everyone. Thank you for coming to VSA's elections for the 2023-2024 school year. We're just gonna get right into the speeches. Well, no. First call is gonna talk about the layout of the event.
Okay, so first we'll have the speeches. The candidates will come up one by one. There'll be a Q&A after every speech. And then voting will be released tonight via Google Forms. So it's important that you guys check in so that we can send you guys the Google Forms to vote. There will be a little password that we ask you guys to put in so that we're sure that the people who do vote actually did come to elections. And we'll also be recording for those who cannot attend. And then we'll announce the results by Friday at the latest.
For those people who just came in, can you scan the QR code? It's just to check in, so that you guys can vote later on. Okay, so basically how it'll work is we're gonna go through this line of each candidate, and the candidate will present their speech. After the current person holding that position will come up and ask the question that they chose to ask this person who's running. And then after that, we'll open up the Q&A to whoever, and then we'll move on to the next position. So the first one will be the AHANA representative. So Catherine's gonna come up and I'll ask the question. Yes. Yes.
So secretary will be on it.
It will be right after co-culture chair. Okay, yeah. Also, the media chair position is open. But yes. Okay. Catherine, you can come up.
Oh, you guys, all candidates are fine with being recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Catherine Vu, and I'm a rising sophomore currently majoring in biochemistry. And I'm here because I'm in the running for AHANA representative for the 2023 to 2024 school year. Because I grew up in a primarily white state, I lacked exposure to cultural diversity. And then coming to Boston College, I was just as worried because it's a predominantly white institution. However, on September 4th at AC Welcome Picnic, I met two special people. Their names were Julie Vu and Kwa Vu. And they made me realize that I wasn't alone and that there is a genuine community waiting to welcome me. Genuine and welcoming. Those are the words that encompass what VSA is as an organization. And those words go hand in hand with what being an AHANA representative entails. And as your AHANA representative, one of my main goals for next year is to work with other culture clubs to emphasize that our events are open to everyone, including people of different backgrounds, ethnicities, and cultures. Culture is a beautiful thing that I believe everyone should be able to learn about and enjoy. There should be no factors hindering someone from being able to go to and enjoy our events. Another goal I have is to help deepen our already existing relationships with other culture clubs while taking the initiative to reach out to those we're not familiar with. VSA has always been and will continue to embrace anyone. To accomplish this, I'm planning to reach out to culture clubs beyond the AC umbrella. Some clubs I'm already considering are CVSA, Lebanese of BC, and the Hellenic Society. Through working together, we can exhibit what makes our culture special while seeing how they overlap and are influenced by each other. We are all connected in one way or another. It's just one big community. And of course, I'm striving to spread Vietnamese culture throughout campus. Next year, I plan to dive into the lesser known aspects of Vietnamese culture. For example, foods that are not as mainstream, such as bun uk or bok chinh, games like Ban Dua, Dak Gao, and Nhai Nhai, and even shows like Người Ấy Là Ai and Nhan Yu Cho. All in all, what we have in VSA is special. I hope to be able to accomplish our mission here at Boston College. Thank you for taking the time to listen.
Okay, I'll answer the question. So my question for you is, so working with the AHANA representatives, something that they do always say is it's difficult kind of being a middle person. They're a middle person between their own club and the other clubs. So often the time it's a lot of back and forth communication. So how do you plan to kind of balance that with school, but also taking initiatives as the AHANA rep to form new clubs?
I would say that I'm very determined in my mission as a HANA rep. And I will find the time to work on schoolwork without also reaching out to other people. And even if I might not get an immediate response, I will wait it out or give them like an incoming text, like, hey, like, what are our plans? Like, are you down to collaborate with me or not? And then if I end up not getting a response, then they'll be put on the back burner, and then I will find other groups to reach out to and collaborate with.
And then now we'll open up the Q&A to everyone else. So just raise your hand if you have a question.
Brian.
So people, specifically the AHANA chair, has always promised to connect VSA and other clubs outside of just AC. You named like a few clubs that you would want to collaborate with. Your ideas that you have in mind, clubs that you.
Well, I don't have a specific club in mind, but one specific idea I had was like, snacks that are unique to our cultures. Or, like games, or even media like shows. Those things.
So our current AHANA representative, Moon, who's done an excellent job this year. He has had the sort of the especially in the back half of the semester to try to diversify VSA events that we other clubs outside of food. And what's your opinion on how the AHANA representative can work with other clubs and diversify this?
I believe that we could meet up together, and instead of focusing on foods, we could focus on other aspects, and then we can come to one solidified plan on what to do. Cool.
Very basic questions, but could you name the club under the AC umbrella? Full name.
Full names. There's the Korean Student Association, the Taiwanese organization, the Japanese Student BC, Southeast Asian Student Association, South Asian Students Association. There's the Hawaii Club, of course, Vietnamese Student Association, and there's the Philippines Students of BC.
The Hawaii Club isn't a part of AC, but during AC election, they did mention that they want to try to work with Asian culture clubs that are not within AC. They use CSA.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sabrina.
This is from Min, who was the previous AHANA rep, but we want to ask, what are your personal goals, of being a AHANA rep and just being on board in general?
My personal goals, for one, is to gain more confidence in myself and to develop into more of a leader and to not be afraid to speak out. Is it?
Out of all the collab events, this semester and last semester, which one was your favorite and why?
I feel like my favorite was definitely Be Pretty, because it was just like one big community having fun together while trying to work together to learn about Vietnamese culture and trying to learn a speaker. It was just really memorable.
Yesterday wasn't a collab event.
Oh.
Another collab.
My bad. One club event that I really liked was the one that we did with the other universities. The other schools,
Is there internal?
internal. Definitely night market then.
Is there any other questions? Okay. Cool.